Hello and welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQ. Let's begin with previous day question. Which of the following countries shares a border with Syria? Turkey, Iran, Israel, Lebanon. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1, 3 and 4 only, 2 and 3 only, 4 only, 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option A. Syria is situated on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea in southwestern Asia. It shares border with Turkey to the north, Iraq to the east and southeast, Jordan to the south, and Israel and Lebanon to the southwest. In the 1967 Six-Day War, Israel took control of Golan Heights from Syria, and key cities in the country includes Damascus along the Barada River, Homs, and Palmyra. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Before moving forward, Drishti IAS Noida Center, the admissions are open for the IAS GS Foundation course covering both prelims and mains. English medium batch is starting from 8th of April, while the Hindi medium batch is starting from 26th of March. For any information, give us a call at 87501 87501. Let's begin. Regarding the milioidosis, consider the following statements. It is a bacterial infectious disease linked to rainfall, temperature, and humidity. It is caused by Burkholderia, pseudomyeli, and primarily acquired by inoculation, inhalation, or ingestion of soil and water dwelling environmental saprophytes. It is endemic to India. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. The correct answer is option B. A recent study highlights how climate conditions, particularly monsoon related factors, influence the spread of milioidosis. It is a bacterial infectious disease linked to rainfall, temperature, and humidity. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It is caused by Burkholderia, pseudomyeli, and primarily acquired by inoculation, inhalation, or ingestion of soil and water dwelling environmental saprophytes. Hence, statement 2 is correct. South Asia, endemic to Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, including India, accounts for 44% of global milioidosis cases, with Odisha as a hotspot due to its agriculture and extreme weather. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. It is primarily found in northern Australia and Southeast Asia. Symptoms range from mild skin infections to severe pneumonia and sepsis, with a fatality rate of up to 50% in septic cases. It is not transmitted from animals to humans, and human to human transmission is rare. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next, regarding menhirs, consider the following statements. Menhirs are large upright stones, often tapered at the top, erected by humans. Mudumal's menhirs are India's oldest menhirs, dating back 3500 to 4000 BP, and are located near the banks of the Krishna River. The Mudumal megalithic menhirs in Telangana have been added to UNESCO's tentative list of World Heritage Sites in 2025. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. The correct answer is option C. Menhirs are large upright stones, often tapered at the top, erected by humans. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Mudumal's menhirs are India's oldest menhirs, dating back 3500 to 4000 BP, and are located near the banks of the Krishna River. Hence, statement 2 is correct. BP is a time scale counting years before 1950 CE. The Mudumal megalithic menhirs in Telangana's Narayanpet district has been added to UNESCO's tentative list for World Heritage Sites in 2025. Hence, statement 3 is correct. A megalith is a large stone used in prehistoric structures, serving as either a burial site or a commemorative monument. A Mudumul menhir site is a well-preserved megalithic burial site. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statements regarding notifiable disease. A notifiable disease is optionally reported with no legal requirement for tracking or resource allocation. Infectious diseases like tuberculosis, malaria, and COVID-19 are typically notifiable due to their potential to spread. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. The correct answer is option B. A notifiable disease is one that must be legally reported to government authorities by healthcare providers for real-time epidemiological tracking, resource allocation. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The Epidemic Diseases Act 1897 governs the notification and regulation of epidemic disease, rapid spread of disease to a large number reporting. Infectious diseases like tuberculosis, malaria, and COVID-19 are typically notifiable due to their potential to spread, hence statement 2 is correct. Hence option B is the correct answer. Next, the Global Gender Gap Index is released by which of the following? World Economic Forum, United Nations Development Program, World Bank, or International Labour Organization? The correct answer is option A. The Global Gender Gap Index is released by the World Economic Forum. It benchmarks countries on their progress towards gender parity in 4 key dimensions with sub-metrics: economic participation and opportunity, educational attainment, health and survival, political empowerment. It is the longest standing index which has tracked progress towards closing these gaps over time since its inception in 2006. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, opening doors to Indian policy, sometimes seen in the news, is related to which country? United States, United Kingdom, New Zealand, or Japan? The correct answer is option C. Both India and New Zealand agreed to initiate negotiations for a balanced, ambitious, and mutually beneficial trade agreement under New Zealand's opening doors to India policy. New Zealand designated India as a priority country in this policy, first introduced in October 2011 and reaffirmed in 2015. Additionally, in 2011, New Zealand launched the NZ Inc. India strategy aimed at strengthening trade, economic, and political ties with India. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next, with reference to India's recent achievement in space docking, consider the following statements. India has become the 4th country in the world to demonstrate space docking and undocking capabilities. The docking experiment involved SDX-01 and SDX-02 satellites. This technology will be crucial for India's Bharatiya Antariksha Station and future lunar missions. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option C. India has become the 4th country after the US, Russia, and China to demonstrate space docking and undocking capabilities. Hence, statement 1 is correct. ISRO autonomously undocked 2 satellites, that is SDX-01 and SDX-02, in space, reinforcing India's ability to conduct complex orbital maneuvers essential for future space missions. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Space undocking refers to the process of separating a spacecraft from a space station or another spacecraft. It is crucial for India's planned Bharatiya Antariksha Station by 2035 and human missions to the moon by 2040. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Chandrayaan 4, which will bring back lunar soil and rock samples, will rely on this technology. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next, which of the following is not a member of the Five Eyes Alliance? Canada, New Zealand, France, United Kingdom, United States. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 3 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 only, 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option A. The Five Eyes is an intelligence sharing alliance comprising Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Formation and evolution. Originating during World War II, the alliance emerged from UK-US cooperation in deciphering German and Japanese codes. This alliance is based on a series of secret agreements, primarily the UK-USA Agreement 1946, which facilitates extensive surveillance, intelligence collection, and data sharing among member countries. Scope of operations: interception, collection, analysis, and decryption of global communications, automatic intelligence sharing among the 5 countries, integrated programs, staff, bases, and analytical processes for global surveillance. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statements regarding basal ganglia. It teaches the brain to repeat pleasurable activities, whether from food, social interaction, or addictive substances. Basal ganglia works with neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin to reinforce pleasurable behaviors. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. Neuroscience of addiction, role of brain in addiction. The study highlights 3 key brain regions involved in addiction, that is basal ganglia, extended amygdala, and prefrontal cortex. Basal ganglia, it teaches the brain to repeat pleasurable activities, whether from food, social interaction, or addictive substances. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It works with neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin to reinforce pleasurable behaviors. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Extended amygdala, it triggers anxiety, irritability, and unease when substances use stops, pushing continued use despite harm. Prefrontal cortex, it explains why substance use continues despite knowing its harmful effects, a key trait of addiction. A prefrontal cortex which handles decision making, time management, and prioritization, completes the triad. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statements related to Navayana Buddhism. It emphasizes social equality and class struggle over traditional spiritual doctrines. It promotes Buddhist doctrines of Four Noble Truths and rebirth. Which of the following statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, both one and two, neither one nor two. The correct answer is option A. Navayana, that is New Vehicle Buddhism, founded by B.R. Ambedkar in 1956, is a reinterpretation of Buddhism that emphasizes social equality and class struggle over traditional spiritual doctrines. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It rejects four Buddhist doctrines like Four Noble Truths, karma, rebirth, nirvana, and monistism, considering them pessimistic and irrelevant to social justice. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Mass conversions of Dalits to Navayana began in 1956 with 14th October marked as Dhammachakra Parivartan Day. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, global horizontal irradiance, often seen in the news, is best described as GHI is the total sunlight received by a unit area including both direct and diffused light. GHI is the measurement of the amount of sunlight absorbed by the Earth's atmosphere. GHI is the measure of sunlight reflected off the Earth's surface, or GHI is the energy produced by solar panel at ground level. The correct answer is option A. SolarGaze, a Slovakia-based service provider, releases an annual report on solar irradiance, measuring the amount of sunlight that reaches a square meter of the Earth's surface. It also tracks the difference between global horizontal irradiance and long-term average irradiance. The report reveals a concerning trend for India, with the gap between GHI and LTA narrowing in recent years. Global horizontal irradiance is a measure of the total sunlight received by a unit area, including direct and diffused light, which is used to determine the solar energy potential of a given spot. The report notes that increased cloud cover, prolonged rainy periods, and extreme weather events reduced the availability of sunlight, particularly in regions like central India and the Western Ghats. Regions such as Gujarat and Maharashtra, the key hubs for solar power, experienced extended periods of below average irradiation due to persistent cloud cover. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Now it's time for the practice question. Which of the following best describes the fifth schedule of the Indian Constitution? It deals with the administration and control of scheduled areas. It outlines the procedure for the impeachment of the President of India. It defines the powers and functions of the Supreme Court of India. Or it deals with the protection of fundamental rights of non-citizens in India. Send the answer of this question in the comment section. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.